again, everyone. Today we want to talk about something that we often get asked about, and that is, can solos do expediting? Can you have solo drivers do expediting, and how well do they do? Can they make good money at that? And while we've never driven solo, we've always done team in expediting, we want to share some of the experiences that we've encountered and some of the things we've learned from some of the solo drivers that we have talked to since being out on the road.
So like Heather said, we've never done solo before, but we've been out here long enough, met a few people, some solos, but for the most part, expediting is a team kind of operation. So in the 4 years we've been doing expediting, one thing that I've learned is that 99% of the loads we do are pickup and deliver ASAP. There is no time for a 10-hour break in between these loads, which kind of limits solo drivers to shorter kind of loads. I've heard some solo guys with Panther mention that Panther won't give them any loads more than 400 miles because they got to deadhead to the pickup, get the pickup done, and then do the delivery all in one shift without having to pull over and take a 10-hour break. So another thing that really makes it challenging for solos is you're managing your clock. Let's say you do a delivery that's 400 miles one day. It takes you all day. You pick it up first thing in the morning. You finish about 7 o'clock in the evening. You get to a truck stop and you sit, take your 10-hour break, and you're waiting for your next load. So you get a good night's sleep. You lay down, get a good night's sleep. Then the next day, you don't get your next load or call until 7 o'clock that evening. And that's another 400 miles. If you don't get enough sleep during the day, and then you get a 7 o'clock in the afternoon load, that means chances are you're going to be driving all night. Now, did you get enough sleep that day? Did you take naps? Did you get enough sleep to be able to handle that load? Sometimes you might not be able to lay down during the daytime after having a full night's sleep and then getting your load call at the evening, meaning you're going to have to stay up all night too. Now, that could be challenging for some folks. In expediting, we're basically on call all the time. They can call us anytime they want, and we have to be ready to go at a moment's notice.
Unless you put yourself out of service, and you don't want to do that because
then you ain't making money.
Then you're not making money. I mean, unless you absolutely have to, of course. In a perfect situation, being a solo driver, you would be getting, say, 400-mile loads every day of the week and have enough time to be able to complete those loads, get a good night's sleep, get up, pick up, deliver your next load same day, get a good night's sleep. But unfortunately, in expediting, that's not a reality all of the time. Now, there may be some weeks that happens, and there's going to be other weeks that does not happen. There's going to be some weeks where you could get 2 mini runs in one day, complete 2 runs in one day, and then continue on your week. But that doesn't always happen. Whereas with team driving, you pretty much have hours all the time and can go nonstop. So we don't have to worry so much about clock management as solo drivers do. Now, I know a lot of the solo drivers that we know that have been successful, they have been in the business for a while in expediting or in trucking. They understand the concept of clock management and know how to work their clock. They also are more familiar, with the freight lanes, where the good places are to be, where not to go as a solo. If you're a solo driver, you don't want to take a run down to Laredo, most likely. And when we're talking solo driver, we're really talking about straight truck solo driving. We're not really talking about vans or tractor trailer, because those are kind of a different ball game. But a straight truck, if you drive down to Laredo as a solo, and you could be stuck there for a while. I mean, it could take you, I don't think you could get out of Texas maybe by using one clock. You wouldn't be really doing a lot of stuff. You maybe could get something from Laredo to Houston and kind of work your way out that way. But that's really important as a solo driver too, knowing where to go and where not to go. And for somebody that has never done this, which a lot of people want to get into this that have never done this, and that's great, but starting out as a solo could be really rough and then really turn you off to expediting. I mean, we know a Panther driver who was doing this solo, and he just recently got a teammate because he just wasn't doing really well as a solo driver.
It was really up and down.
Yeah, it wasn't consistent.
And he was looking for something more consistent.
Right.
So he found somebody from home that would team with him. And ever since then, he's been doing
a lot better.
A lot better.
Yeah.
More consistent miles. He's able to run more loads.
Yeah, and even team driving with us, it can be up and down, but it is a little bit more consistent, whereas a solo can be up and down unless you kind of get in there and get a niche, and get some runs that you're doing consistently in one area.
So the next question we always get is, can solos make money or make a living? Now, there's plenty of guys out here who do run solos, are making money, but what one needs to make is different for everybody. We all have our own separate bills. We all have our own separate or own commitments that we have to stick to, There's a lot of solo guys out here that do make money. One thing I would really recommend doing before jumping into doing solo is getting on Expeditors online, going to the newbie paradise, and reading every single thread you can about solo drivers and expediting.
In the forum section.
In the forum section. Sign up for an account and ask people. People will give their advice. Some solo guys will share their experiences. I really recommend. That's what we did before we started, is really read everything we could on Expeditors online. And that's kind of where we learned a lot about the solo stuff, I'd be reading something, really wouldn't pertain to what we were doing, but I was interested in learning about it. And you can see a lot of people on there, and there's a lot of people interested in just soloing, Not everybody has a wife they can team with, or somebody, a cousin, brother or something, and some people just like being out here on their own, I understand that, sometimes a little on your own privacy is needed sometimes,
Yeah, that's a really good resource to get on there. And there's a lot of helpful people on there that are solos, like Jason said, that could probably answer a lot of the questions that not that we can't, but we're just not as knowledgeable as talking to somebody who actually is a solo driver and is running this, and because Panther may not be the best company for solos. There could be another company out there. There's so many different expediting carriers, another company could be better for solos, where this company is better for teams. So getting on there, doing your research is really a big thing that we really recommend for anybody to do, whether you're looking to get in as a solo, as a team driver, tractor trailer, van, straight trailer, it doesn't matter. You really need to do that research, and that's excellent resource with a lot of information for people. So we really hope that helped kind of clear up some of the questions about, can you do solo as expediting? Yes, you can. Can you be successful in expediting? Yes, you can.
There's going to be a lot more challenges to overcome versus a team, you know.
Right.
You're going to have your learning curve. You're going to have a bigger learning curve. Just all around, there's going to be more challenges to make money than there would be for a team.
But yeah, absolutely, if you're really interested in getting into this as a solo driver, there is definitely opportunity for you out here. Don't think that you have to be a team to get into expediting. So we hope you all found this video helpful, and thank you all as always for watching and subscribing. And until our next video, peace, love, and expediting.
This is how it sounds.
This is how we do it.